Welcome back, guys. So, there's been a lot of crafting gear coming out, and I wanted to kind of compare it all to kind of simplify it for everybody. So I have all of it. I have one piece of everything. So I have the generical stuff what everyone has. I have the i70 stuff, the crafted i70 stuff, and then I have the Ironworks crafted stuff, and I also have the apron of crafting, the carbon weave apron. Retainer. There it is. I also have that one, which I will be just putting on for now. I won't be making anything with it. It's just comparison. There it is. So I have them all, and I wanted to see what's better than what's, all that good stuff, and kind of figure that out. Now, let's just start off with the basic stuff. So, should I max meld or should I meld my generical stuff? I just hit level 60. Should I just meld that and then not spend all that gil to get the carbon weave stuff? Now, it's a little tricky because the carbon weave is just slightly better without any melds on it, just a little bit. So if you're in that dilemma and you can either get it really cheap or you have the gil to buy it, I say buy it instead of the generical stuff. But if you don't have the gil, just make the generical stuff and just meld it. It's only slightly better, and it won't make a giant difference. Now, is this better than the red script stuff? No, it's not. Go to Shire for that. So the i70 red script stuff is better than both the carbon weave and the generical gear, obviously. Now is the red script stuff better than the crafted i70 stuff? No, it's not. The crafted stuff is much better than the i70 red script stuff. Have it right there. And then if you go to comparison over here, we'll go to a Splendor vendor and then we'll check. Here one, okay. We'll go to the goldsmith. Gen kit. There it is. Item comparison. So let's look at it real quick. So a CP +4, craftsmanship 225 for the crafted, but 239 for the red script, which is better in base stats. We'll say same with control, but once you meld it completely, even with just level 4s, it blows it out of the water. So I have 6, 12, I have 18 craftsmanship, which puts this at, what is it? 3240 something. Some math real quick. 25 plus 18 puts that 243. And I have 8 control. We'll put it at 78 control. So it's better. Now, is it worth getting the red script stuff and then upgrading it? Is that better than the i70 crafted stuff? Let's find out. So we go Grimbox here at 6.7 in Shire. And then just augmented right here. Gem keeps down. Item level 200. And it's craftsmanship 270 and control 90. So it's obviously way better than the i70 crafted stuff. Now, the real question is that stuff better than the Ironworks stuff? It's not. Not at all. So I have one here, and we'll just compare it again. We'll compare these the apron right here. They're all the same in stats, so let's compare that. So right away you're like, oh look, that's more. Right away, yeah, of course it does. But one's meldable and over meldable, and the other one is not. Remember that. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. So if you have the Red Scripts gear and you have enough to just keep upgrading it, do that, because it's probably cheaper. It is cheaper, and at the end of the day, the Ironworks stuff will only be slightly better. How slight that would be is very small, but as we've noticed before, in A Realm Reborn, the crafted stuff will make life way easier for 4-star crafted items, which will be coming out soon. Can you do it with this augmented stuff? Of course you can, but then again, you also have to have 8 augmented crafters gear versus the 1 Ironworks apron, which is another big plus for the Ironworks gear. Now, I've been running numbers trying to make sure if everything I'm saying is 100%. Now, for the body piece, the Ironworks starts out with 254 craftsmanship versus the 270 in the augmented one, right? But if you wanted to overmeld it completely in craftsmanship, you could almost get to 300 points in craftsmanship versus just 270 in augmented. In control, it starts off at 80. The Ironworks starts off at 80. The Red Script starts as 90. But you can overmeld the control to 94. It might not seem like much, but once all these little additions, all these little things are added, it does really make a difference. Now, I have been doing the numbers, making the charts, and all that stuff, and if you meld this as closely to max as possible, while keeping a very, very close balance, you will get to 1039 craftsmanship, 994 control, and 480 CP in the Ironworks gear. Now, I haven't done the augmented yet, but it's probably very close. I will actually do that right now. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go to this website. Let's see. Now, doesn't take long, so no worries. So you can only get the gear, correct? So you still need to get all the necklaces and all that stuff crafted. Now, so if you get all the augmented gear for one specific class, you'll be sitting at 1007 craftsmanship, 971 control, and 468 CP. Now, that's not that much difference. The biggest difference being in CP and control. Craftsmanship is a little bit down, but remember, guys, having the extra CP, having the extra control, and the extra craftsmanship might make or break your rotations. So, my advice is, if you just hit level 60 in a crafting class, and you have a decent amount of gil. Like, I'm not saying like millions and millions. This carbon weave at apron of crafting should only be maybe 500,000 gil at most. It's not very difficult to craft as long as you meet the crafting requirements. Anyone can make it. It's right there. It's a 2-star item. As long as you can make a stuffed garlic jester, you can make the carbon weave armor. The mats for it aren't very expensive either, and you can all make them now as long as you have the levels for it. I believe they're all 1-star items now. So let's see, cloth. Yep, 1-star items. So as long as you have the 600 craftsmanship required, you're good to go. So if you can do that, I suggest you do that. If you're not a huge crafter, and you want to just kind of craft on the side, and let's say you just craft once a week, really hardcore, do the red script stuff. Skip the carbon weave completely because you're not going to use it for a very long time. But if you're like me and you're saving all your red scripts and your extra tokens for whatever reason, for mats, for just whatever, save those. Buy yourself the carbon weave, and then meld it slightly in those 2 slots, in every slot you can. Then make yourself the i70 crafted stuff for the class, for like a weaver, for example. Meld that so you can get to the ironwork stuff, which is not that much higher. On my weaver, I have slightly below the stats, but I did not go that crazy on my weaver. A simple a simple seafood stew clears that up, and you can make it. Now I made 3-4 pieces already, and it's not that difficult. Now if you're a little stuck on what rotation you should use, you should definitely check out my 3-star rotation guide. I kind of break down the whole rotation for you, step by step, and I try to put all the variations that can come up in it. That way you're not stuck somewhere and not know how to progress. But once you get that Ironworks gear, you're set, because that's probably the best gear you're going to get for a long time. Now, that being said, you also want to meld that as much as possible. That's for another video and another time. In conclusion, guys, if you're a hardcore crafter, you want to make a lot of money, go for the Ironworks gear. If you don't have the money, go for the augmented crafters gear, augmented red scripts crafters gear, and you're set. With either of those, you can make everything in the game right now. Now, specifications, whatever classes you choose to be a specialist in is up to you, because once you get that kind of gear for whatever class you want, regardless of what you make, with those stats you can make everything in the game. So if you want to be the best at crafting Ironworks, if you don't have the time and you like to raid or whatever, do the red script augmented stuff. And that's basically it. There's not much to it. I am working on the melding charts and the melding stats for the Ironworks gear, but until then, keep an eye out for that, and I will see you next time.